Hey guys, it's about beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Hoof Brewing, and these guys are out of Marengo, Ohio. A lot of breweries are producing these juice bombs, guys. I'm not sure if this is going to be one, but a lot of them, just like yesterday's beer from the other half brewing and Treehouse and Trillium, and a lot of breweries are doing these juice bombs and stuff now. So I'm hoping this is going to be a juice bomb, and they're calling this South of 11, and it's a double India Pale Ale IPA, and it's a 10.2%er, and that's where I'm thinking they're getting the name from. South of 11%, 10.2. Maybe wrong on that, I'm just guessing. Rico sent me this, and he sent a note that says, Hoof Artist South of 11, 10.2% double IPA featuring Simcoe, Eureka, and Denali hops. He said he traded for this beer, and that's amazing to me. He trades for a beer, then he packages them and sends them to me. Sometimes he gets an extra one for himself, sometimes he does not. He'll trade for them, then send them to me, and he'll never taste it. Blows me away. What a guy. What a guy. He said they put a sticker on the plastic topper on the top with the canned on date, and more than likely, whether it's a 4-pack or a 6-pack, probably a 4-pack in this magnitude of a beer, they'll put one sticker on one corner. Well, you know, if it's coming from the brewery and you're buying it there and it's not distributed, that's great, because you're buying all 4 of them, you know. But if it goes to a store and they're popping those cans out of that plastic sticker and setting them on the shelf, you have no idea. So if you're going to do that and it's distributed, it needs to have that date code on all 4 of the top of the plastic. That way they can just leave that plastic topper on there, set it on the shelf, and you can see that on each individual can. So just my 2 cents, though, guys, just my 2 cents. He said he traded for it, but he did not include the date. He said it was released on January 22nd of 2017, according to their Facebook page. And he said that was confirmed by the guy that he traded it with in Ohio. 98.5 IBUs according to the brewery's official website. So it may not be listed on Rate Beer, Beer Advocate, or Untapped. So that's what he has, information he has sent me here. This is a big 16-ounce plain Jane silver can with a stick-on wraparound label. That usually means what's inside that can, not always, but usually, that they've concentrated their efforts on what's inside and brewing a great beer rather than spending a lot of money on graphics and artwork and a specially made can with that graphic on there. And which is good for them, because it's a lot easier to produce a stick-on label, and even getting that approved, because you have to jump through hoops to get that done, rather than having a bunch of cans printed up and they have some left over and they want to do the beer next time and the ABV is a little different or whatever, and they got to go through that whole process again. So a lot easier to change the label than it is to change an artwork on the can when it's already been printed up and stuff. So I'd much rather see this happen than spending a ton of money on fancy artwork and graphics on the can that they can't use if they put the information that we want on the can, because it could change on the next recipe. There you have it in a nutshell here, guys. Commercial description, this says, pass the crumpets, old boy, and slather them in the finest tangerine marmalade. Sticky weed Jeeves. So they're saying, and I've heard this from several other people, that it has a weedy. So maybe we're going to get some cannabis aromas, if you will, on this, because there are some beers that smell just like that. I have had several that smell just like Man, this smells like marijuana. Wow. So, let's see what this one brings. So let me get the top popped on this, and while I do, I will tell you the cuisine is barbecue, cheeses of pepper, Monterey, pepper jack, sharp blue cheddar, your stronger cheeses. And not too orange juicy coming out of there. It is kind of cloudy, but we'll see what we end up with. Meat is game, grilled meat, and salmon. And the glass for a snipped tulip oversized wine glass. And I would not sell her this beer, guys. It's a 10.2%. The alcohol is going to keep, but the hops are going to fade. I tell you that all the time, guys. About a finger of head, and it does look very cloudy, guys. It's not orange juice like the one we had yesterday, but it is an unfiltered beer as far as I can tell. It looks very cloudy. A little bit of light coming through the thin part down here, but very cloudy up in the bold part. Let's put the nose to it. Oh, man. What a run of great beers I've had over the last couple of weeks. These breweries are really stepping up their game and stepping up to the plate, brewing some awesome beers. When I first started doing beer reviews, didn't get a lot of 10s. Did not get a whole lot of 10s. A lot of those beers, and just like the beer companies around here, the local beer companies, they're producing beers that are good, that are decent, but they're not outstanding because they're trying to get the macro lager drinkers into something with a little more taste and not so much taste that it's going to blow their palate out of their mouth. So they're trying to get them into it and let them work their way up to these style of beers. I mean, if you're going from a Budweiser to this will kill you. It'll knock your palate so far down the street you won't be able to find it. It might even explode and turn it into kindling. Awesome. Citrusy, grapefruit, pineapple, passion fruit, mango, oranges. Awesome aroma. Outstanding. And I've seen a lot of reviewers that are clamoring and get their hands on the hoof-hearted beers. And there's still quite a few that these guys do that I have not tried. I cannot get them here. So, awesome aroma, guys. It is very, very nice. Well, let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Now, remember, this is a 10.2%er. This is 2 beers in 1 glass. Not for the faint of heart, especially if you're a new into the craft beer scene and not a hop head and had a double. This is, I would almost, it's not a style, I would almost consider this a triple at over 10%. Wow, what aroma. Cheers. It does have some dankness to it. I'm not getting a big cannabis-esque aroma. And guys, I've told you this before. I used to smoke that stuff, and I had to give it up. I'm just not getting it. I've smelled some that smelled a whole lot more like weed than this does. But it's still very tasty. Now, on that second sip, I can see where they're going with that. Slight hint of that in there. There is. And it's liable to come out a little more prominent as it warms up, because this is right out of the fridge, 40 degrees. So, what say you? Let's let it warm up and let her sip it a couple times and step out on the deck and enjoy this for a little bit, because it has been warm. Today is the 8th of February, and it's been up in the 60s and low 70s. And tomorrow they're calling for it to drop down into the upper 20s and low 30s and snow in the mountains around here. So we're going to get a drastic switch from one day to the next. But this is a Thursday, and they're calling for it to be back up in the 60s and 70s, low 70s by Sunday. So just a little short cold snap, and then we're going to get right back up to it. But we will pay for all this warm weather. Yeah, before winter time's over, I'm sure we'll probably get a foot of snow or something out there. And that's when we'll be bringing out the barley wines and the imperial bourbon barrel aged stouts and stuff like that. Great beers for that cool weather. So, well, let me take it out and sip on it for a little while, and we'll come back and see where it ends up. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on for a little while. The other half loved it. It is a very, very tasty beer, guys. The only plus I've got, even if it's sold at the brewery only, people buy these beers and they trade them off. And how long are they keeping it before they trade it off? And being traded off, they put that little stick-on thing on one cap of the beer. And if you don't get lucky enough to get that cap, it's got the date on it, you don't have any idea. So, would like to see these guys. Hoof probably is a smaller brewery, but they need to go ahead and get the dating machine and get this stuff dated on the bottom. Other than that, put that sticker on every can, on top of every can, so we'll know if you traded, and you're going to have to go either go to Facebook or their website or whatever to find out when it was done. And a lot of times that still won't even tell you if it don't have a batch number on it, because if they do it multiple times in a year, you don't know which batch you're looking up. So, just my 2 cents on this, guys. I'm a date Nazi, and on these style of beers, I want to see when it was put in a can or the bottle. So, but it is a very, very tasty beer. The alcohol for 10.2%, super well hidden, awesomely well made beer. And like I told you earlier, there are people that are dying to get their hands on this style of beer, and from this brewery and a lot of others that are doing these juice bombs, these unfiltered beers. Awesome aroma, very, very nice, and it is very fresh. I'm doing this on the 8th of February, so wonderful, wunderbar. Final chug. Oh, we can't leave that. Delicious, guys. The only thing that's keeping me from giving this beer a 10 is not having the date on the bottom of the can, and Rico getting this beer and then not having a date on that. We gotta have it, guys. We gotta have it. These guys need to realize that's a critical part of having their beers fresh, and that's when they want you to have them by too. Excellent. To me, guys, it's a 10 beer and a 9 can. And it's so close to the 10, I'm going to give it a 99 out of 100. It is, and I hate to do that, but we got to have that information, guys. If we're not going to put that sticker on all 4 of the tops of the cans, we need to have it printed on the bottom of the can. Just my 2 cents. 99 out of 100. Awesome beer. If I could get this here, I would buy it here. I would definitely would buy this beer. Excellent. Very well made. Over to Beer Advocate, they say no score. Not enough people have commented on this for them to provide a score on it, so they need 10 people. And over to Rate Beer says 99 overall. It's exactly where I'm putting it, guys. 96 in the style is what they say. And our final check-in at Untapped has it at 4.18. And that's in their A category too. Not quite the best score I've seen from them. They are usually in the 4.5 something for their top of the line beer. So, decent beer, excellent beer, world-class beer. We just need a little bit more pertinent information, like it printed on the bottom, instead of one sticker on a 4-pack. And like I said, I'm not sure whether it's distributed to stores or not. Another reason why we need to have it on each individual can. And if somebody buys it and trades it, you have no idea if you don't get the one with the sticker on it. So, if you've had this one from Hoof, they're south of 11. Let me know what you think, guys. I loved it. Very nice. Thanks again, Rico. I do appreciate it, sir. Very tasty beer, no doubt. Alright, that's going to wrap it on this one. If you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. Come on back tomorrow. Let's take something out of that fridge. See you then.